Dugga Bishwas, Ishika Mistry, Doel Swarnakar and Sripana Roy are here to give you a perspective as our team name depicts on a very unexplored area of web called web mining. We all are aware of the term web. We know that the concept of web is based on a simple but powerful idea to browse through collection of documents that are identified by URLs. It was first introduced by Tim Berners-Lee in 1989 and henceforth has never been put to rest. Now, as we readily see that the web, being so vast in nature, can be considered as a mine and due to its collection of huge data. So, at some extent, we need some process to get the exact chunk of data that a user needs without any redundancy. This is when the term web mining emerges. The concept of web mining is similar to that of mining some minerals from the heart of the earth by using some specific algorithms. Now let's know what web mining technically means. Web mining is a process of data mining technique that extracts information from the web. The goals of web mining is to draw patterns of web data by generating structural summary. It also increases the effectiveness of a particular website in order to gain insight in trends, industry, and users in general. However, like any other mine, the Web 2 possesses great challenges for discovery, such as the size of the web is too vast and it is still increasing. Statistical studies show that there are more than 100 million workstations connected to the internet and their number over a region is still increasing. The information on the web is regularly getting updated and there is always new information to browse through. But irrespective of these challenges, we are still mining the web. Here are some of the reasons why. We are getting an enormous amount of information on any topic. It is the best platform to stay up to date with any latest topics, and web mining makes it possible to mine interesting chunks of information on various topics. Now, in the definition of web mining, I mentioned it as a process of data mining. However, there is a significant difference between them. Data mining is used for web page analysis, whereas web mining is used for a particular website. Data mining accesses data privately, whereas web mining does the same publicly. Data mining uses machine learning algorithms, whereas web mining uses crappy and page rank algorithms. Now let's know about the various fields of study regarding web mining, namely information retrieval, natural language processing, also known as NLP, machine learning, and statistical analysis. First, we have information retrieval. Information retrieval, or IR, focuses on finding relevant information by filtering out from the non-relevant based on classification of data, user interfaces, and modeling. In classical IR, the user makes queries in some query language representing their information needs. The system then selects its set of data and answers the questions which are more relevant to the query. The users may refine their query to get more exact answer. Next, we have natural language processing. It is a subfield of computer science and artificial intelligence and is concerned with the interactions between the computers and the human language. NLP offers sentimental analysis. The tone of a message written in Twitter or Facebook can be identified and tagged as positive, negative, or neutral. Companies can target their unhappy customers or may even find their competitors' unhappy customers and gain lead in business. Next, we have machine learning, which uses algorithms to make the computers learn without being explicitly programmed. We have knowledge-based systems which have applications like medical diagnosis, business decision-making, etc., which uses human effort to get knowledge, which is both time-consuming as well as labor-intensive. Machine learning algorithms are so developed that they eliminate these problems by gaining knowledge based on previous examples or source data. And last but not the least, we have statistical analysis. It describes the traffic on a particular website based on page view, viewing time, and length of access time. It helps one to understand how the launch of a new advertising campaign has affected the traffic on that particular website. With this, I come to the end of my part. Now I would like to refer the topic to my friend Prokka. Thank you.
Thank you, Jagriti. My companion already briefed the introductory portion earlier. Now let's move deeper into it with the types of web mining. Basically, web mining is of three types. Web content mining, that I'm going to explain, web structure mining, and web usage mining. So let us start with what is content. Content can be text, numerical data, static images, videos, audio, metadata, or maybe the combination of all. Let me mention that it is independent of the medium in digital sphere. Now what is web content mining? By web content mining, we can extract the useful information from the contents of web pages. The web pages are automatically classified and clustered relative to their topics. So for useful data extraction from the web pages, patterns are discovered. Here a question may arise on what kind of information is extracted and what is the purpose of that extraction. It may be regarding the description of products, for extraction of information about the types of user, their reviews, sentiments, or market share, etc. Or maybe posting of forums for extraction of information about the most discussed topic, reviews, feedback, etc. Generally, data collected by search engine and web spiders are examined by web content mining. Here, another question arises. What is spider? No, they are not as scary as the real ones. A spider or crawler or bot is a program that visits website in order to create entries for search engine index by reading their pages and other information. They are called spiders because they visit many sites in parallel simultaneously. Their legs spanning a large area of the web. The next is the approaches used in web content mining. Database-based approach and agent-based approach. The database-based approach is used to organize the semi-structured data stored in the web into a more structured combination of data. It is of two subtypes, the multi-level database system and the web-based query system. In case of multi-level database system, the lowest level contains primitive semi-structured information which is extracted at the higher levels for organizing into structured information. As an example, in case of web browsing, the organization of semi-structured data reduces the search time of any topic. Web-based query system is mainly try to utilize the types of queries used in web searches. As example, in case of ordering food from Swiggy, if someone searches for veg item, then the respective menu is shown based on the query of that consumer. Now the agent-based approach. The agent-based approach uses web agent, which is a program that visits website to filter the data the user is interested in to collect the relevant information from the World Wide Web. The three subtypes of these approaches are this. The intelligent search agents searches for information based on a particular query using domain characteristics and user profiles. As example, in case of hotel booking using trivago.com, the hotels are recommended based on user's query, user's profile, and previous booking preferences. Now the information filtering agents that filters the data with respect to a predefined instruction. As instance, in checking various kind of Google News in today's busy schedule is laborious. So the filtered news is shown based on the user's choice. The personalized web agents, by learning user preferences, discover related documents about the user, related documents to the user profiles. As example, manually checking and making notes of interest rates of different banks is regularly for business decision is time consuming and prone to mistake. So here the personalized web agents by using the user profiles only shows the related documents. the algorithms used in web content mining. Various kinds of algorithms are used in web content mining, like TF-IDF, k-nearest neighbor, naive-bayes, etc. KNN or k-nearest neighbor among them is considered as one of the oldest non-parametric classification algorithm. It is used to discover the patterns between the web pages and hence solves the classification problem. The KNN algorithm performs assuming that similar things exist in close proximity with respect to their Euclidean distance or straight line distance. Now, the flowchart for KNN algorithm is shown here. First, to classify a text example, we have to calculate the distance of the text example from the other training examples using Euclidean distance. Then, the k most similar, smallest examples are identified, and the most represented level among them is the output class for the text example. I am concluding here and referring to my friend Ishika.
Thank you, Pragya. Hello, good afternoon. I am Ishika. As my friend already explained about web content mining, I will continue with the topic web structure mining. The first question may arise while learning this topic: what is structure? A structure consists of nodes and edges. Now, what is web structure mining? Web structure mining can be the process of discovering the structure information from the web. Let me mention that this kind of mining can be performed either hyperlink level or either document level. Hyperlink is divided into two types: inter-document hyperlink and inter-document hyperlink. Web graph is the example of web structure mining. It is a directed graph which represents the entire web. Edges are known as web page, and edges are known as hyperlinks, and nodes are known as web pages, which shows the relationship of web pages. Here you can see the web graph structure on the slide. Now, we can easily solve the complex queries by looking at this graph. If a page A is linked to B and B is linked to C, so we can say A and C are not directly connected, but A or C are connected via page B. Now let us start. Here you can see how we get structured data from mining. Let us start with some uses of web structure mining. It is used to discover the link structure of hyperlink. Secondly, it is used to identify that the web pages are linked by information or direct link connection. It is used to produce the structure and summary of websites and similar web pages. Now, some possible tasks which are applied in web structure mining. First, link-based classification. The task is to focus on prediction of category of a web page based on words that occur on the page. Link between pages and HTML tags that found on the pages. Link-based cluster analysis. The data is segmented into groups where similar objects are grouped in same group and dissimilar objects are grouped in different groups. Link type. It predicts the purpose of a link. Link strength. Link could be associated with weights, and link cardinality. The main task is to predict the links between two objects, find related pages and find duplicate websites and similarity between them. Now, some possible algorithms which are applied in web structure mining are PageRank, HITS, weighted PageRank, SIMRank, etc. PageRank is the basic and most useful algorithm. Now I am explained in brief. PageRank is developed by L Page and S Brain. It used Google search for ranking the pages by their search engine result. The page rank of a web page depending on the rank of the web page pointing to it. Here you can see the hands are hyperlink which pointed to the nodes. The calculation of a certain page, the calculation of the rank of a certain page is shown here. At first, calculated the sum of all pages linking to a web page. Inlink is a hyperlink which pointed to a page from another page. And secondly, divided by the number of outlink on those each pages. Outlink is a hyperlink which point out the another pages from a page. More important websites are likely to receive more links from another websites. Here you can see the page rank calculation using web graph structure on the slide. Now we are moving to the another type of web mining with my friend Dwayne.
Thank you, Ishika. Good afternoon, dear audience. I am Doel Shornokar. The focus of my talk is web usage mining. Have you ever thought that how streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc. give you a movie recommendation? Or e-commerce based applications like Flipkart, Amazon, Jabba, etc. give you a suggestion to buy a product? The reason behind it is web usage mining. Now, what is web usage mining? Web usage mining is the process of extracting useful usage patterns from web data of web users. It is the process of harvesting and processing the data for the purpose of uncovering the usage and navigation patterns of users. It basically deals with the information of users like who they are, what they tend to do, what type of item they search, etc. The source data of web usage mining mainly consists the logs that are generated while a particular user is accessing a particular website. There are some goals of web usage mining. Firstly, it understands the behavior of website users by using the web access logs that are generated while a user is accessing a web server. Secondly, it enhances web design. For an example, we can see companies design their websites according to the online behavior of the customers. Thirdly, it introduces personalization services using the usage and navigation pattern of a web user. And lastly, it facilitates more effective browsing. There are three phases of web usage mining. The first one is data pre-processing, the second one is pattern discovery, and the third one is pattern analysis. Now, we will discuss about data pre-processing. Data pre-processing is nothing but a data mining technique which is used to transform the raw data in a useful and efficient format. There are basically two reasons behind data pre-processing. There are, in real world, data are generally incomplete and the data contains errors. Now, we will move to our next slide which shows about pattern discovery. Before moving to what is pattern discovery, let us discuss about what are patterns. Patterns are a set of items that occurs frequently in a data set. Patterns can be a string, a sequence of numbers and characters, etc. Suppose you searched computer in Google, then the string computer is a pattern. Pattern discovery focuses to uncover pattern from the abstraction produced as a result of pre-processing phase. Techniques used for pattern discovery are association rule, clustering, classification, sequential pattern discovery, etc. Next, we will move to our last phase of web usage mining, which is pattern analysis. It basically separates the interesting and uninteresting patterns from the overall pattern phase. Applications of pattern analysis can be shown in system performance improvement, site modification, personalization, e-commerce, etc. Techniques used for pattern analysis are OLAP, knowledge carry, etc. For an example, pattern analysis efficiently used to manage smartphone network usage or by several of users to apply it and improve the power management of smartphones. In this session, we will discuss about two methods of web usage mining, association rule and clustering. Next, we will move to our next discussion, which is about association rule. Association rule involves the use of machine learning mechanism to analyze data for patterns or co-occurrence in a dataset. It has two parts, antecedent, which means if, and consequent, which means then. There are two parameters of association association rule. The first one is finding all items that are frequent in a transaction and finding strong association among the frequent items. For an example, suppose if a customer buys milk and bread and then he buys butter, then the association rule is this, and the seller suggests the customer to buy butter if he or she buys milk and bread. Now we will discuss about the second method of web usage mining, which is clustering. It is the process of grouping objects together in such a way that the objects belonging to the same group are similar and the objects belonging to the different group are dissimilar. A very popular algorithm for clustering method is K-means algorithm. For an example, we can see that clustering has been widely used in web usage mining to group together similar sessions. In this slide, we can see the users of age group 1 are different cluster and the objects and the user of age group 2 are in different cluster. Now my teammate will continue the rest of the topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Doyle. Earlier, all my teammates had already specified what is web mining and the types of web mining. Now, I will be continuing with the application of web mining. Firstly, we will talk about the fields where web mining is usually applied. They are as follows. That is user profile generation, advertising domain, improving power of search engine, e-commerce, e-politics and e-democracy, as well as security and crime investigation. So, let us explore some of the following areas. Firstly, we will talk about what is recommendation system. We can see discover people you may know in Facebook along with YouTube video recommendation and Netflix movie recommendation. Now, how it works? It is of two types, that is collaborative filtering based mechanism system, that is if a person likes movie of specific category in Netflix like horror or comedy, then Netflix will find another user who shared the same taste and recommend the first person according to the second person's choice. And the next one is content based recommendation mechanism, where if a person likes movies of SRK, then Netflix will try to recommend another movies of SRK. Gen Y loves online shopping, right? Focusing on the customer experience, Amazon makes the mantra a personalized store for every customer, where association between web pages visited and the click path analysis is the knowledge that it gathers from web mining, and it is the basic backbone of all its unique features like instant recommendations, purchase circle, wish list, etc. Moving to the next slide, we will talk about advertisement. Yes, Globe is becoming a larger area to put up all the advertisement of marketers, and statistical study says that it carries a good prospect for the advertisement which gets the topmost slot of any web page. A good advertisement must have content matching with the web page, and the designer of the advertisement must choose nice creatives and illustration. Using web mining techniques, we can predict the click rate on the advertisement, which usually denote a visit rate or buying rate of a specific product. And the next one is prediction on choice based on some group of people holding a certain property. That is, if a product might be liked by youngsters but not so adored by older folks. Now, it's time for Google. Yes, the one who knows everything. But why Google is so popular among all other search engines? Because it was the first who introduced link structured mining and of course use PageRank algorithm, which has already described by Ishika. Using WebGraph for solving complex query gives us the best possible and high quality results. Google Toolbar makes search easier and informative by providing the query return word highlighting on the return web page. The advertising program introduced by Google doesn't bother any user with irrelevant ads using mining techniques. Now, it's time to talk about terrorism. Yes, web is also becoming a huge platform to promote terrorism through provocative content of web pages.
So we need to propose an efficient web data mining system to detect such pages. Web pages are made up of HTML, can contain images, videos and any kind of multimedia. Here comes the challenge. Websites are created in various platforms, have different data structure, so it might not be possible for a single algorithm to detect those pages. So here we need to smartly design web mining algorithm to mine textual information on web pages and detect their relevancy to terrorism, as world didn't need terror, it needs love. Moving to the next slide, we will talk about Twitter. Many of us having Twitter account, right? But study says only 4% of the Twitter data are useful. But friends, those are important too. Nowadays, politicians do their political campaign over social media to denote the mass reaction and use it further as their strategy. Marketing agencies do the product survey to have comparative analysis of product before or after launching any product that gives a better understanding of public demand. Now let me share a very innovative idea with you all. Moving to the next slide, please. What if we can save lives through Twitter from any natural calamity? Twitter or any social media? Yes, it is possible. As we know, Japan is situated in such a place that is very much prone to earthquake. So if we can design a system which can send safety alert to people, those who are residing on those areas. Yes, as we know, electronic signal propagation is way faster than earthquake wave signal propagation. So we can predict the place which may hit by the earthquake next and send safety alert to the people. As we know, a single moment is important when it comes to save the life. Now, as the dark side beneath the light exists, same in case of mining too. The privacy issues causing user data causes many issues, like it is often seen that selling of user data, which causes moral and social issues and ethical issues, which should be restricted. So, what are the better functional areas to exploit more to get diamonds? E-commerce and customer relationship management are already enlightened under this field. It can also provide fast and efficient service for business. Lot of researchers are involved to find a